Hello, precious. Take a knife to the throat. Welcome everyone, Costin here on Serious Gaming, bringing guys and girls a discussion video about Metro Last Light, the Ranger Mode DLC, and the controversy surrounding this DLC. I'll say this right off the bat, I think Metro Last Light is a pretty damn good game. In fact, it's one of the best shooters that has come out in recent years. However, despite that, despite how good the game is, despite the effort and the heart and soul that went into this game from 4A Games, there is a dark cloud hanging over it, and that cloud is the Ranger Mode DLC. Now, Ranger Mode is a pre-order DLC, which you can get for $5 if you did not pre-order the game before the game had come out. So right now, if you want to buy the game, you have to pay $5 extra if you want to play the game with Ranger Mode on it. And that's really a big problem. Yes, the game is good, but the publisher business practices here, in this case, are really taking it too far. What needs to be said, however, in this case, it's not the actual publisher, Deep Silver, who's responsible. Here's the thing. THQ, the former owner of the Metro license before they went bankrupt under Chapter 11, they were the ones who made this happen. In December of 2012, 14th of December 2012, THQ announced the Metro Last Light Limited Edition, which included the Ranger Mode. Now, for Metro 2033, a bit of history, Ranger Mode was added as a patch, as a DLC down the line, and if I'm correct on this, it was free for PC users and it cost money for console users. The reason it cost money for console users, by the way, is because, well, as far as I know, Microsoft and Sony, specifically Microsoft here, are not too keen on free DLC, which makes me wonder how the hell BioWare was able to get the extended cut out for free for people, but that's besides the point here. So it cost money on consoles, it was free on PC. Now in this case, it's free if you pre-order the game, but if you don't pre-order, or well, if you didn't pre-order the game, you have to pay $5, which is a really, really shitty business practice as far as I'm concerned. But in this case, as I said, Deep Silver is not responsible because Deep Silver only acquired the license on the 22nd of January 2013, more than a month after THQ had announced the limited edition, which had the Ranger Mode in it. So THQ was the company who ordered 4A Games to pretty much rip the Ranger Mode from the main game and put it as a DLC. And they also signed contracts with retailers by that point. So what Deep Silver is saying right now, and I'm inclined to believe them because the news about THQ announcing the limited edition before they went bankrupt is out there. You can Google it, you can check it out, and you'll see that I'm right on this. In fact, I'll link an article or two in the description of this video which proves the point. Deep Silver is saying that they did not decide this, but given the limited time before they had to ship the game because of obligations to retailers, they could not change this. And I'm inclined to believe that. I mean, once you sign a contract like that, I think it's very difficult, as far as I know, to change it, especially given the limited time they had to do so. So I don't think they're responsible for this. I'd keep an eye on them to see if they do this again. And if they don't, yes, it was not their fault, and good riddance to THQ in that game. In that case, because nickel and diming people like this or giving such incentives to pre-order, pretty much forcing people to pre-order if they don't want to spend $5 extra to play the game the way it's meant to be played, as the marketing goes for Metro Last Light, is a really shady business practice. And what I'm concerned right now, personally, isn't Deep Silver. I'm willing to give them that chance, but rather it's other publishers, Electronic Arts, Ubisoft, Activision, Sega, 2K, and so on and so forth. I'm worried that they're going to look at this case and say, oh, you know, they were able to rip a difficulty mode from the game and people were okay with that. So here's what I'm going to say, what you should do. If you haven't purchased Metro Last Light already, this is what you should do from my personal perspective. Don't buy it at full price. If Deep Silver was actually responsible for this, I'd say boycott the game completely. But since I'm inclined to believe they are not, and the evidence points to this, then what I'm going to say is don't buy it at full price. Don't punish a publisher, and especially the developer for 4A games. Don't punish them that much for something they had no control over, at least from what the evidence points to. Don't punish them to that point. But don't buy it at full price, because buying it at full price, especially now, just tells other publishers that, yes, it's okay to rip a difficulty mode from a game and put it as DLC like this. It's okay to nickel and dime people like this. No, it's not. And the more people accept this, the more it will happen. DLC already has become very problematic. Day 1 DLC especially has become very problematic. And the more that continues, the worse it's going to get for everyone. It's very difficult for me to say this. I was very hesitant about actually making this video because Metro Last Light is a good game. It's one of the best first-person shooters that has come out in years, and it's really sad that they're taken down a notch by such shitty publisher decisions. And it's not even the publisher which eventually released the game which made such decision. And to THQ, good fucking riddance to you. I'm sad that talented developers lost their job because of your incompetence, but I'm not sad that you as a publisher are dead and buried, because you were nickel and diming people long before you went bankrupt. And if you had not gone bankrupt and had released the game yourself at this stage, I would wish you had, actually, if you had not. So yeah, good riddance to THQ, but wait and see with Deep Silver. Some people would say, oh, they could have made it a timed exclusive. To be honest, as far as I'm concerned, a timed exclusive is just as bad as making it $5. Yes, it's not necessarily the cost itself, it's the principle. It's the notion of taking something out of a game and then putting that as a pre-order bonus. Whether or not it's timed exclusive or whether or not it costs $5 doesn't really matter that much. It's just the principle of the action. And I think both the $5 cost or the notion that it would be timed exclusive, both are equally shit. And neither of them should be accepted as far as I'm concerned. Not with the difficulty mode. It's one thing for, say, Electronic Arts to remove some gun mods in Battlefield 3 and then put those as a timed exclusive. It's another thing for difficulty mode, it's not difficulty level, difficulty mode to be taken out of a game while it was developed for the game from the get-go, taken out of the game and then put as DLC. That is not alright. That is unacceptable. That's beyond any line that we should accept as gamers. And that's my perspective on this matter. Don't buy the game at full price. Buy it for $5 less, at least. There are ways to actually buy the game, even right now, for a lower cost than the retail one. Just check that out. There are sites out there, or you can wait for a sale, or you can buy it used. Just don't buy it at the full price, because it will only encourage other publishers to engage in the same business practice. And this is not something I want to see, and I'm pretty sure most people also don't want to see this happen again. That's all I wanted to say. Costin here, signing out, and don't forget to subscribe and like the video, and thank you for watching.